Guess who's Blizzak? Today it's the Roggenrola Community Day. So as always, we're gonna go for a stroll as we play this Community Day special. So let's check a few things. So first of all, we're gonna be looking out for some shinies. Okay, so you all know the deal with Community Days. You know, everyone should be out playing. It was this Community Day, Roggenrola's Community Day, was from 2 to 5 p.m. So now it's about 3:30 p.m. So I thought I'd just come out here. We're at Regent's Park. You know, while the UK's mourning the loss of Queen Elizabeth II, you know, we've got a longer bank holiday weekend as Monday's the funeral for the Queen. So everyone's in a kind of lax mood. So it's a good day for Community Day, I think. But today's video is about a YouTuber, a fellow YouTuber by the name of Hamza. Now, who is Hamza? Hamza creates videos in line with self-improvement. One of Hamza's greatest points of contention for a lot of people is that he states that video games and by conjunction anime are not conducive to self-improvement and are essentially for losers. Playing video games is for kids, you know, you won't get anything done, and because of video games you are probably antisocial, you probably don't have you know, a sex life, you're probably broke, you know, and you're probably dusty, etc, etc. So we're going to speak about that and see if he's right. So some of you may know I've got other channels, and on my other channels I also speak about self-improvement because I think that's very vital, especially in this age of instant gratification, social media, you know, the possibility of sexual encounters at the tip of your fingers. Self-improvement, delayed gratification is needed more so than ever, right? So I was once like Hamza. I have made videos where it's like video games are for losers. You might have to quit the video games. You know, you might have to go without it. You know, so I understand where Hamza is coming from. And because I know where Hamza is coming from, I know what his thought process is. And basically, I think why Hamza is so extreme with regards to video games and anime is because he probably grew up broke, meaning he was raised in a poor situation, similar to how I was. And so because of that, once you snap out of it, meaning once you snap out of being a so-called loser who is addicted to certain things that doesn't promote growth or improving your life situation anyway, you become an extremist when it comes to self-improvement. You know, you become hardcore to the point where you believe and you feel like every hour of your day should be only about self-improvement. You should only be doing things that are conducive to growth, and you know, that basically means doing things that will give you more wealth, more knowledge, and more access to females, I guess, and to a lot of people's mind, right? And so this is Hamza's first flaw, is being an extremist. I've always said that anyone who is extremely whatever, you know, anyone who leans extremely to one point of view or to one side is destined to fail. And the reason is because this world operates in a balance. There is a homeostasis in effect. Day becomes night. You know, things are not just one way. You know, you need the balance. You need to work and play. You know? So that's his first flaw. So let me just go into Exhibit 1 as to why Hamza is wrong about video games. Exhibit 1 here is right now, as I'm playing it, is Pokemon Go. Now, I'm a man in his 30s who promotes playing Pokemon Go. And why do I promote playing Pokemon Go? Well, I've made certain videos about it. You know, this is probably the only game that promotes walking, going outside of your comfort zone, going to a park like this on a Sunday, you know, where most people might just be chilling at home, staying sedentary. By walking, by being mobile, you are potentially healing any sort of depression, you know, and you are potentially able to meet new people as you come outside. With this first exhibit, Pokemon Go, Hamza's point becomes moot because self-improvement, because a game that will make you want to walk outside go out and meet new people. Potentially, you might be a content creator where you have potentiality to monetize such playing. That is self-improvement. You know, that is pretty much what Hamza preaches, right? And I think what happens, especially in this day and age where we've got a vast array of video games, you know, we've got so many types of apps that could be considered a game, but they can be of some benefit to your life in a very good way. And one of which is health. When we speak about Pokemon Go, you know, a lot of smartwatches that gamify self-improvement, going for steps, tracking all sorts of information, your vitals. So that old school approach of video games is not good for you. You know, video games are for kids is a very old school, and I think now it's a very outdated approach to the modern world, because video games come in a variety of forms, genres, and you know, they're not all the same. You know, you need to be very specific when you say quit the video games. You know, and I play this game understanding that a lot of people with the same old school mentality will say to me, oh, Pokemon is for kids, why are you playing Pokemon Go? You know, oh, you're a loser, you must be broke, you must be dusty, you must not have any friends. But quite the contrary. I mean, if you know me, and a lot of people, I know a lot of people in real life who watch my channels, you would know that I'm not broke. You would know that I have a social life, I have friends, I have a lot of associates, you know, I know how to make money. I have a romantic life whenever I choose to have one. You know, so all these stereotypical shaming lines, I am not. And, you know, I don't need to prove anything, but whether you believe me or not, it's just the truth. You know, not everyone who plays games are losers. And exhibit 2. So Hamza would say anime is for losers as well, right? And I think recently he went on a tantrum with regards to anyone who had anime profile pictures and their avatar were automatically losers and losers in life, which again is another short-sighted viewpoint. And it's actually a very arrogant one that it only serves to shame people. So again, with all my credentials that I mentioned previously, I'm also an athlete, you know. I am a black belt in the martial art. I am a fencer. You know, I routinely go to the gym. I have great health and fitness knowledge that I have discussed and passed on in my videos. I've watched a lot of anime growing up. You know, animes that have inspired me were animes like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Afro Samurai. These were key animes that actually prompted me to work even harder, prompted me to go harder in the gym, you know, motivated me to move away from things like breaking up and all the heartache and, you know, being bedridden and feeling sorry for myself. Especially, for example, Vegeta's struggle in Dragon Ball Z, you know. That's why Vegeta is favored by a lot of people, even over the main protagonist, Goku, because of that struggle. You know, a lot of people identify with that. And so a lot of people are inspired by that. Right? And that's the key for any form of medium, is that it becomes inspirational for people to motivate people to do other things. Right? That is in my opinion, that is the aim of any type of storytelling or art form or medium, is to inspire people. You know, arguably, if you think anime is for kids, then you can say art. Art is art for kids, right? Art is for children. It's just a bunch of grown-ups coloring things in. But actually, anime and art are created by adults who often have very deep imagination and ideas. So once again, it's a very short-sighted point of view, outdated, and just very arrogant. You know, and this is why there is a lot of backlash when it comes to people who have that mentality that video games are bad, anime is bad, because a lot of people will absolutely protest the point that a lot of people have been inspired by it. You know, a lot of people who've been at the feet of depression. Oh, here we have a shiny Roggenrola. This is the first one. Again, that is one of our aims. So we have a shiny Roggenrola. Let's see how it is. But you know, people who've been dealing with depression, people who've been low in life, people who've been unmotivated, people who have been lethargic, to be suddenly motivated by anime or video games, to prompt them to be more social and to speak up. Oh, this shiny Roggenrola is a good one. Look at it. Stats, attack and defense are max, so we're gonna evolve this, see how it looks. So I mean, what more do you want from a medium? Is a medium not at its highest when it can motivate people to do certain things and when it can actually improve people's way of life? I thought that is the point of self-improvement, right? Okay, so here we have the shiny Gigalith, and we've got that special move Meteor Beam, which is a new rock move, which I'm looking forward to see how good it is. Since it's shiny, let me also give it a new attack. Awesome. And let me power it up a little bit more since I'm doing the adventure thing, which powering up Pokemon is one of the features. Perfect. So we're already done. We've got our shiny Gigalith with a special move. So awesome. But back to the point. How can you call video games bad when video games can bring friends and family together? You know, video games can bring an entire household together to come together, cooperate, and to enjoy a moment. You know, how can that be a bad thing? And likewise with anime has can have the same effect. People from different walks of life recognizing a struggle in a certain anime film come together with regards to that show. It could be Dragon Ball Z. And the thing about Dragon Ball Z for me, yes, it has inspired me as a kid, as a teenager, but funny enough, it's also inspired me as an adult. You know, it wasn't so long ago when I was dealing with a breakup. I was in my 30s, and that was when Dragon Ball Super was airing, the Tournament of Power. And even as a 30-something-year-old, when I could have been down in the doldrums, I could have been feeling sorry for myself, that was another thing that motivated me to, just as I was as a teenager, to perform better, to go out there, to go to the gym, to be stronger.
Oh, yeah. It's very, very sensitive.
You know? So again, what more do you want from a medium? So I think at the end of the day, Hamza, for his great following and his some great advice, he's very much wrong with this one. I think he's very short-sighted, and to be honest, I think Hamza is flawed in many ways. And I hate to say it because I'm not trying to hate on people, but Hamza, for example, he's got a whole lot of videos talking about not being a Jeffrey, meaning not giving in to your desires, not going out, sleeping with people and being a degenerate. You know, he's called people who does that a degenerate. But then also, when he goes around and travels, he will confirm and admit that he's been behaving as a degenerate too. You know, so I think Hamza is a flawed type of person in the first instance, because he seems to be the type of person that is do as I say, not as I do, right? Which you can't lead by example if that is your mentality. And so when you're the type of person who's gonna claim video games, anime are for children or for losers, you put yourself in a very tight spot, because I reckon at some point in the future, when Hamza improves to the point where his life changes, maybe he lives in his own place, I assume he's living with his parents right now, you're gonna realize that at some point you wanna chill out. You know, you can't spend every minute of your waking life, you know, every minute of your day doing work. You know, working like that will only cause burnout eventually. And this is why we see millionaires and billionaires who are on the cusp of suicide. It's not about the money. You know, we hear a lot of rich people say it, it's not about the money. And this is why work and play is the balance. You know, there is a reason why human beings created games in the first place, not just video games. You know, we've been playing games like chess for the longest time. there is a reason for this. And it wasn't kids who made these games, these are adult games. And it's the fact that there needs to be recreation in life. You know, simply just working day in and day out is not healthy for you. You know, and this is not making an excuse for people who just choose to play video games all day, every day, and you know, are actually, you know, underperforming, not making enough money, not doing the work. If you have a balanced lifestyle, that shouldn't matter. So I'll say this, Hamza has a point. If all you do all day is play video games, you know, your life is a mess. You probably still live with parents. You are underachieving in school and work, and all you choose to do is play video games. If that is you, and you spend most of your waking hours playing games, then Hamza has a point. But if you're a person who is, you know, doing the work, studying, doing what you need to do, you're putting enough time into all the things that you want to do and achieve in life, and then you play some games here and there with the family, with your friends, you watch some anime on your downtime, that's not a problem. And I think, yeah, anyone with that mindset that video games are for losers, you should stop video games, is either being disingenuous, meaning they probably play some sort of games or have some sort of downtime and they're not being 100% clear about that. Either they're disingenuous or they're just too short-sighted to see the fact that gaming and even anime are very different. You can't judge every one video game or genre against another. You know, a mindless shooting game, a first-person shooter, is going to be different from a strategy game, right? Or a puzzle game, or maybe even a role-playing game where you've got all these stats and all these numbers that you need to consider in order to win a fight, for example. You know, so that's just my thought on why Hamza is wrong about video games and anime. What are your thoughts? I know we are doing the Roggenrola Community Day. I'm sorry that I haven't paid too much attention, but I hope you followed it on the screen. We did catch our shiny Boldor, as you can see here. A shiny Roggenrola, and we've also caught our shiny Gigalith. Now I'm going to be looking out for a shiny Boldor. But this is now passing about 25 minutes, so I'm going to end it here. If you've been playing the Roggenrola Community Day, how's it going for you? Did you get all you want? Is the special move any good? I think it's called Meteor Rock, is it? Let's see what it's called. It's called Meteor Beam, which is a new move that I've never heard before. So how is it for you? What are your points with the things we discussed? Or what is your point of view with the things we discussed? Write down in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And for now, it's your man Blizzak out. Peace.